I'm not pastoring. I did not. This is before I started Solid Rock at Market Common. I went to other churches, visiting churches, see what I was going to do, where I was going to go. And I went to this one big church where one of my kids was having a production with the children's ministry. And so I went to watch the production. It's a Sunday morning, and I'm sitting by myself. There's 100 empty chairs around me. So it's a big auditorium of a church. I'm by myself completely, watching my child in the middle of a service. And I see this guy at the corner of my eye, just hundreds of rows down, and he gets up and starts walking toward me around the church. And so I've had the thought, well, the Spirit of God's moving maybe, and he wants to reconcile, and he's going to ask me to forgive him, and we're going to hug, and it's going to be all okay. He walks around, and he comes up behind me in the middle of the church service, and he whispers in my ear, don't you dare talk to me or my family while you're in this church. Nobody wants you here. And when he said that, that demon of hatred in me rose up again. I turned around, and I'm just telling you all this because I like to be transparent. In the middle of the church service, I turn around, and I punch him as hard as I possibly can. I didn't connect as much as I wanted to, but I connected enough to get him on the floor. I went to go for another punch, but ushers are walking, and he slips by, and he's crawling out the aisle, and whatever, that kind of thing. I had to go to counseling, believe it or not. So I'm in counseling 3 times a week, and I just don't know what to do with my life, and I'm filled with all this hatred and anger, and I want him to die. I envision texts coming in saying, so-and-so has had a heart attack. He's dead. And I just envisioned myself throwing a party and enjoying hearing that news. I had created a torture chamber in my heart, and 3 times a day, I dragged him down there, and I tortured him. And it felt so good. It felt so good. I wanted him off this earth. I wanted him destroyed. I wanted him to lose everything he possibly had, because I thought that would make me feel better. So I went to counseling, and at one point my counselor reads me the scripture, love your enemies and pray for this. And I said, how in H-E-double-L am I supposed to love this guy? I want him dead. I want him to die today. She said, well, you got love him. What does it mean to love? And here's what she taught. Remember, we all know this. Love isn't a feeling. Love is an action. And 1 Corinthians 13 tells you what love is. Love isn't taking somebody out for ice cream. Love isn't going with them to the movies. Love, it says in 1 Corinthians 35, love forgives everything. Love believes the best. Love doesn't keep a record of wrongs. Let me tell you what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is forfeiting all expressions of private and public judgment. In other words, I'm not going to gossip about you anymore. The second your name goes up, if I say something negative about you, I haven't forgiven you. And by an action of faith, I'm not going to speak anything negative of you anymore. Forgiveness is releasing them in all their debt to the judgment of God. The balance is now 0. They don't owe you an explanation. They don't owe you an apology. You've forgiven. Amen. Now, there's still consequences. They may go to jail for what they did to you, or you may not see them for lunch every day for what they did. There's still consequences, but you've released the debt. Forgiveness is not always reconciliation or trust. Trust is earned. Forgiveness is immediate by faith, but trust is earned. Trust is earned. So I want to show you a quick video, and then I'm going to tell you one more story, but I want to show